And welcome back to What If Naruto had a Zanpakuto, the Ichimonji edition, part 4. Last time on Naruto What If, we left off with the bell test. And the ultimate results of the bell test, they obviously passed, but they actually didn't have to go through the whole being tied to the training post as they did here. They kind of inadvertently figured out what to do on their own. Kakashi acknowledged too they had a long way to go, but they figured it out. As they were going through their D-rank missions, Naruto improved his abilities on the ceiling. He had a conversation involved with Ichimonji involving what it would take for him to really learn Ichimonji's name. And Naruto, at the moment doesn't quite grasp the concept of what Ichimonji is trying to say. But, Ichimonji said there's plenty of time. Don't worry about it. We left off with them getting the Land of Waves mission. Tazuna, master bridge builder, and I must get back to my bridge. Girl. Drunk old Tazuna. So, they all prep and they get ready. Naruto's a little, pissed off, called him short, but whatever. And, they go, and Naruto still does the whole... Naruto's still very much Naruto. I always got to reiterate that. Naruto's personality is still very much Naruto. He's just got some pluses to him right now. He's got some added thinking capacity. And I'd say he's probably the same level of maturity, but he because he's got someone to actually kind of guide him in the voice of Ichimonji, he's actually got a bit more of a head on his shoulders in social circumstances like dealing with Sakura or, kind of controlling the scenarios a little bit. Or just social scenarios anyway. But they're walking around. They're walking. They have the conversation about the Kages. And then Naruto actually chimes in and says, "Oh, wait, I got an idea, Kakashi-sensei. Hold on." And Naruto actually pulls out, does the seals. And, Kakashi says, "Oh, he's got a seal that stores ink, so he can automatically create more seals. That's actually pretty handy." It's like, and Naruto quickly just, ha! And all of a sudden, this very thin veil, almost looks like, see-through glass, pretty much. And as it expands, it just disappears more and more and more, but it's still there, obviously. It's just that initial whoop. It's like, and it expands out around them and just disappears. Like, and Sakura is even like, "What was that, Naruto?" I was like, "Oh, I've been looking into more advanced seals. Unfortunately, a lot of them are super advanced, but but barrier seals came up, and they're actually pretty easy, at least in the low levels. This is a basic barrier seal. What and aren't barriers supposed to keep things out? Not exactly. Barriers are basically just designed as something that splits two things from each other. In this case, it's a chakra sensory barrier seal. It's like when Kakashi immediately realizes what he's talking about, it's like, "Oh, that's quite a clever little trick there, Naruto." And what's he talking about, Kakashi-sensei? A chakra barrier seal is essentially just a thin veil of chakra. It's a thin veil of chakra. Anything that's in the veil, or anything that punctures the barrier between the inside and the outside, will immediately be sensed by whoever casts the chakra barrier. But normally they're used as stationary, or at least the person using it has to be stationary. You really can use that while moving, Naruto? And Naruto tries to say, "Oh yeah, basically I just attach the seal to my jacket or jacket wrist, and it's all good to go." It's actually a very basic seal, so it doesn't even require a lot of chakra. It's like, really? How long do you think you can keep that up? And Naruto just thinks that, I haven't really tested it out fully yet. I've only just learned it. But given the amount of chakra and Naruto, I think, would actually thanks to Ichimonji, also kind of figure out just the amount of chakra he has at his disposal. If we're thinking about a percentage, like how much his chakra he uses up for this jutsu, that jutsu, all that. Naruto just thinks it's like, if I can get a rest every, say, hour or so for maybe 15 minutes, I could probably hold it for a good half of the day. Hey, without too much fatigue. And everyone even Kakashi's like, "I knew he had a lot of chakra, but damn." But then again, it is a low-level seal, and yeah. It's like, and surprisingly, Sakura's not Sakura's not preaching the praise of Sasuke. Sasuke can learn that. No, she's like, "Wow, that's awesome. I wish I could learn that." And then Naruto, first time, not the first time he's tried to be nice to Sakura, actually still trying to at least be nice to Sakura, is, it's like, "Well, I could teach you guys. It's really not that hard. I can even show you while we're walking. It's the seal's already in place." And Sasuke, having picked up the seals, his seals, thinks it's not a bad idea. Like, yeah. It's like, "Really? You'd be willing to do that? Cool. Thanks. What about you, Sasuke?" It's like, "Yeah, sure. Why not?" And so Naruto just kind of explains the seal a little bit. It's very basic. And they're walking along. obviously they're not going to activate it as such because Naruto's already got his seal up. And we don't know how long they were walking, but I'm sure they were walking for a good hour or two minimum, maybe 3. And Naruto is now obviously taking breaks between there, but he does immediately pick up something because Naruto also explains that, the further out it goes, the more chakra it takes to maintain it. So he only keeps it at about 200 meters or so, which you think is like, it would be draining, but again, it's a basic seal. It's Naruto, so, he can handle this thing for a while. And he immediately stops at Kakashi Sensei. And he's like, what is it, Naruto? Up ahead. Something just crossed the barrier. I'm getting 2 chakra signatures. The set felt like 2 chakra signatures. Pretty decent. Maybe tuning, maybe low joning, but that might be pushing it. But as far as I can tell, Naruto walks back again, just, and he's kind of testing out a little bit. They're not really moving. I keep moving, but they're not. My guess is they're waiting for it. Someone's up ahead waiting for us. I see. And so, what actually happens in this situation is that we actually get basically a kind of a repeat. Obviously, how they're perceiving the scenarios are a little different here, but a kind of a repeat of what happens in the original where Kakashi gets killed, and they immediately go for both Sasuke and Naruto and then the bridge builder. But here, Kakashi actually explains what they're going to do. He's going to basically fake getting killed, and see how he'll step in if he feels they're in trouble. But he's going to see how they handle it and see who they're actually going after. And so that's what happens. Kakashi gets attacked. They play up the part. Kakashi Sensei! And then obviously the Demon Brothers appear behind him. Now Naruto, I think, is still scared. This is the first time he's actually had to deal with enemy shinobi. He's actually, having someone aiming killing intent right at them. Right at him. So it is something that is very new to him. But at the same time, he has been prepping. He's not as not cowardly, that's not the right term. He's not as shell-shocked as he was in the original. So when the Demon Brothers do come for him, he does immediately react like, ah! And, they block his person. You're going to come at us with arts and crafts, kid? It's like, you're through! And say, you're not going here. And they fire chains at him. And now Naruto immediately is now he's got the adrenaline in him. Is now kind of reacting accordingly and just slams the chain. The chain wraps around Ichimonji, but because Ichimonji hit the chain first, Ichimonji's ability takes place, so it's no longer a chain, it's just a cha. just a cha. And it's like, hey, guess what? You know what half of a chain is? A cha! And it just actually rips the chains. I was like, what the heck happened? And then Sasuke comes in. Sasuke comes in, just boom, smacks him in the head like he does. Ugh. Like, forget this. Get the bridge builder. And, they're coming, but Naruto and Sasuke both immediately get in there. Just hurt. Naruto's got his hand ready. Got Ichimonji on his side. Sasuke is also just ready. He's got kunai at his side. And then Kakashi comes in and just boom. Now, what one of the other guys notices too is that just to point out something. I actually really liked the clawed gauntlets the Demon Brothers had. Demon Brother. I'm just getting an image of that for myself, just to remind myself that they looked just like I remember. Demon Brothers in Naruto. Okay, yeah. They were what were their names again? Gozu and Mizu. That was it. So yeah, no, I love those things. Those things are cool. Yeah, I always thought those claw gauntlets were really cool. We don't know exactly all the stuff they had at their disposal. The only technique they got listed here is the water release hiding in water technique. Obviously they were clearly tuning level, and they were proficient weapon users because they had their gauntlets that had both blades, chains, and poison. So they actually had a cool design and motif to them. I really dug that. Anyway, just figured I'd sidetrack for that real quick. And then obviously they talk about, we're now beyond the scope of this mission. Oh, no, it's fine. It's fine. But then they'll kill me. But don't worry about that. Of course, my poor grandson will be crying all day. Granddad, I want my granddad. My daughter will condemn the ninja of belief. I guess we have no choice. We'll have to keep protecting you. I win. And so you obviously get the whole gatos. I hired you to do a job. I'll go myself this time. Apparently they got some hotshot ninja ninja with him, and some ninja with him. It's like, please. There's a reason they call me the Demon of the Mist. And so, obviously, we're on the boat. I think Naruto does pipe out. It's like, wow, cool. But Naruto still keeps it. I think Naruto basically would deactivate the seal, his barrier seal, as they're on the boat. Because as long as they're being quiet, they should be fine. Then reactivates on land. And once again, Naruto obviously sensed the rabbit. I don't think people give Naruto enough credit in that scene. We know the rabbit was actually used for a substitution, which means Naruto actually was able to pick up where either Zabuza, pretty sure it was Zabuza, or possibly even Haku, one of the two of them were. So that was actually pretty impressive. And with the barrier seal, Naruto's like, and Naruto actually hesitates, like, Kakashi Sensei, another one? Yeah, this guy's no joke either. This guy's easily a Jonin. This guy's chakra is like, whoa. And it's like, I see. Keep your eye out, Naruto. Can you find a location for him? Because now it's within the seal. Naruto doesn't really know where he is. But again, he was keen enough to figure out and he just basically summons a kunai rat and just boom. Did you get him? It's like, oh, it's a rabbit. I'm sorry, not a rabbit. Oh, that's a snow rabbit. Everyone, get down. Well, obviously, the butcher's blade or beheading blade comes down. So, Kakashi of the Sharingan, we had a kill-on-sight order for you in our bingo books. They called you the man who copied 1,000 jutsu. And this guy, everyone's, kind of frozen. So, all right, let's do this. I get to see the Sharingan in action. This is an honor. And so, obviously, hidden miss jutsu. Manji formation, and obviously Naruto's right. He's actually got, he's got a kunai in his hand, and he's got Ichimonji at the ready, because I'm sure they would have practiced with him using Ichimonji. And the thing is, I do have to believe Naruto would have told them what Ichimonji does and why he can't, use it in a spar with them at all, because it doesn't matter if he's intending to kill them or just, beat them a little bit. The effect of Ichimonji is not discriminate when it hits something. So, Zabuza names the 6. There are 7 points. I can't remember all the points, but just now which one will I aim for first? And obviously Zabuza bypasses them. Kakashi comes in. Obviously Kakashi gets captured. He creates the clone, and Naruto's just again a little taken back. Zabuza boom kicks him before he can react. Takes his headband. Naruto's about to get up, but. And, almost run away a little bit because this guy is just different entirely. But again, he just thinks to himself, I am such a coward. Why am I doing? No. And Kakashi Sensei, I can't just leave him there. And say, what will you do, Naruto? I can only advise you what to do, Naruto. What you do is up to you. And Naruto just thinks on, hey, freak with no eyebrows. Put this in your bingo book. The ninja will become a Hokage. He never backs down. His name is Naruto Uzumaki. I do like that. I do like the fact that of all the things you could have called Zabuza, freak with no eyebrows is the one that you saw visibly piss him off. But Naruto, comes in, just Zabuza kicks him again before he can even hit him with Ichimonji. You're gonna come at me with a paintbrush? Please. This paintbrush might be a bit more effective than you think. Yeah. Naruto, again, unfortunately doesn't have time to really do much with the seals, but him and Zabuza are squaring off a little bit, and Zabuza reaches for his blade. It's like, oh no, it's like, and Naruto just starts firing kunai. It's like, he's got seals on his hands, kunais, and launching them right at me. Not a bad little tactic, but not enough. And then obviously Zabuza would block with the flat of his blade, which is what Naruto would count on, because as strong as Ichimonji is, we've seen Zanpakuto be cut, so Ichimonji would not be immune to that effect. But the fact he's hitting with the flat of the blade means he's like, boom, gotcha! So, what do you mean, got me? You only hit the sword, brat. Yeah, but you're just a clone, which means this entire thing is you're all just a whole construct. So if I hit the blade, I hit you. What's your point? Sasuke! Got him! And then Zabuza's clone tries to get out of there. Sasuke summons the demon windmill shuriken, just And the clone actually can't move surprisingly as fast. Just what happened? And he gets nicked by it. You're never going to touch me with that. And Naruto immediately had another shuriken, go as well, or fired off another technique, or excuse me, fired off. Basically, he does the thing he does normally, where it's he fired. In this case, not Demon Meal Shuriken. It's just he's firing, notes and explosive tags on him, and Zabuza's just like. Ugh. Explosive tags, huh? Not gonna work. And so Naruto again transforms, like, got you. It's like, I'll destroy you. And then obviously Kakashi comes, saves the day. That goes down. The exact same, leading us to the scene at Inari and Tazuna's place. Now, one thing that would be a little bit different with the Haku Zabuza scene afterwards is like, I'll do it. You're brutal. I'm only a kid. And he's like, you'll be okay. Next time I'll see right through his shouting gun. But there's something else. That kid. Something about it. When he hit my clone, the clone struggled. It became sluggish and couldn't move as quickly. That's why he was taken out so effectively. It was probably something to do with that brush. It must have some sort of ability to it. I'll figure them both out. That brat. And so, obviously, they figure out Zabuza's alive. He says, I can still train you. And so they're training. Naruto's still doing, Naruto hasn't really done the tree climbing exercise, so he's still partaking in that. Although, because he's been working with seals, and that still requires some level of chakra control, I think his chakra control is a little bit better. It's not amazing, mind you, but it's a bit better than what we get in the canon. And, it's akin to something what happened with Sasuke, where he struggled at first and he kind of flew off. Naruto does the same. And so, they're pushing each other back and forth. So, and because they complete roughly at the same time, Naruto still, I think, because he's Naruto, trains a bit longer than Sasuke does, just to get it down a bit more effectively. And, he spends his time, again, working on some seals. It's actually become a very good, fun pastime for him because he, pulls out a book from a storage scroll and just learns a bit more about the seals, learns about maybe different other barrier seals, all that kind of stuff. He's not going to learn anything over this trip, mind you, but he is going to basically just kind of refine what he has. So obviously you get to the scene where, it's basically Naruto and Sasuke, and it's the Inari scene, and, Nari blows up a Naruto, and Naruto, because his life has been completely the same so far, he had every right to put that little brat in his place. Like, Inari, sorry, man, that Inari, man, when you're dealing with a shonen protagonist, especially Naruto, hell, even Izuka, Midoriya to some degree, you need to shut your dirty mouth. You little privileged punk. You had it easy compared to this kid. Are you kidding me? Anyway. So he goes up. He's falling asleep. He's asleep in the woods because he's basically just been venting. And so Haku comes and, he sees Naruto there. And, he's walking there. And Ichimonji, being aware of the surroundings a little bit, is like, Naruto, there's someone here. It's like, It's like, and she, Haku reaches down, like, oh, sorry. Oh, it's like, are you, I didn't want to, sorry, I just didn't want you to catch cold. Cold if you sleep out here. Oh, sure. And, they have a conversation. Their conversation, obviously. And by the way, why do you carry such a, but Haku adds, because obviously this Naruto's the one with the paintbrush, and you remember Naruto, why do you have such a large paintbrush? Oh, that's my companion weapon. It's been passed down through my family for eons. Really? Naruto, and she just thinks, Naruto Uzumaki. I do remember something of the Uzumaki. I keep saying she, but Haku's not a girl. Not in this version. Probably not in most versions. I even did a what if saying how things would not change if Haku was a girl. So, but Uzumaki. Naruto Uzumaki, huh? Interesting. And so Haku walks off, and they cross paths with Sasuke and all that. So Haku does mention that the name was Naruto Maki, and the brush was apparently an heirloom from his family. And Zabuza thinks that. Zabuza, being a much older shinobi than most of the others there, And obviously, knowing it being part of the mist, probably closer to the land, the land of Whirlpool, does stop and think about Uzumaki. And he's like, wait, I think and remember, he's one of the seven swordsmen, or at least a former member of it. He knows his weapons. I think he knows what Ichimonji possibly is. And when he realizes that, he's like, this is going to make things a lot more complicated. But maybe we can work something out. Maybe we help. Maybe we can even convince the brat to join us. We don't want to be going up against that weapon, Haku. And Haku's actually a little bit surprised that Zabuza has become this hesitant. Wait, what do you mean, Zab? What is that thing? There's a legend passed down. You've heard of the Uzumaki. In passing, a little bit. They were a great clan that helped found the Leaf Village, but they were destroyed at the end of the last war. So only a handful of them remain. And the legend passed down that one of the founders, Ichibe Hyozenbei. Wait, I thought you said he was a Maki. His wife. They named it after. They named a clan after his wife, allegedly. That's how I'm judging it. So yeah, he wasn't an Uzumaki. His wife was, and he was more than okay with letting the clan be named after her. Otherwise, it would be the Hyozenbei clan. Created a weapon of dangerous power. And its name has been lost to centuries, but it was a weapon that could literally it could literally affect the metaphysical properties of anything it touched. Though what its true purposes were not known. Metaphysical, if the rumors are right, it could literally cut your name in half. Well, what does that matter? The name of everything has a name, Haku. It's what defines us and what defines our power. If you take half your name away, then half your power goes. If you were to hit again with this blade, another half would go. Pretty soon you'd be nothing but a shell of yourself, and there'd be no way to restore it. And then Haku realizes now just how dangerous that brush is that Naruto carries him. He's like, so what are we going to do? It's like, we're going to have to think about this just a little bit. And I actually think they delayed their plans to go to the bridge because knowing what they're dealing with Naruto, at least they wait an extra day. So when they go to the bridge, everyone's fine. They're still working. What I think happens is you get basically a repeat. But unfortunately, they did not tell Gato this. And so they, excuse me. I think Naruto oversleeps, by the way, again. I think that's just who Naruto is. So Naruto immediately, comes in and just whacks those two guys with his brush. He's like, oh, what happened? He says this guy's name. They try to say each other's names, but all this comes out as like half of it's like, yeah, you guys aren't going to be doing anything. If you don't want to be like a quarter, or God forbid, even an eighth of the person you once were, I suggest you stand down right now. And basically, they just kind of limp away. They got no strength left because they're just common samurai thugs. But yeah, I think they delay because they got to figure out a way to get around Naruto's Ichimonji. Because if they realize that because think about it this way, if Naruto wants to in the fight with Haku, he just has to slam Ichimonji into one of the mirrors, and those mirrors are toast. Like those, yeah, they can reform, but Naruto can just do it indefinitely. Granted, the shadow clones make it a bit harder to use Ichimonji to its fullest effect, but even a few clones with Ichimonji is enough because, he can just hit a bunch of those mirrors several times and they'll just crumble. They're just going to lose their stability. And if they hit Haku or Zabuza directly, they're screwed. So they have to figure out a way around that shit. Now, luckily, I'm building up that, yeah, they figured out some way around that. But let's wait for our part. Well, obviously. So the next day comes, and this time Naruto's fully rested. So when they all get there, now someone got to them. And obviously Haku and Zabuza appear in the mist, and they're ready to go. So Kakashi, you're ready for round two. And don't think I've forgotten about you, Naruto. And Naruto, you and that if you think that brush of yours is going to get anywhere near me, you're wrong. It's like, what? You really don't think I know about the Uzumaki and their heritage? I'm a swordsman of the mist. Weapons are my forte, brat. Pratt. We heard the legends of what that blade can do. Wait, blade? And Ichimonji just pointed out, it's true, Naruto. I'm not really a brush. I'm a sword. When you learn my power, you'll learn I'm actually a glaive, to be precise. But he's a blade, technically. He's a sword. And so it's like, whoa, wait, so why can't I use you? As I said, you need to know my full name. But now's not the time for such things. So, oh, right. And so the battle on the bridge begins. So let's wait until part 5 for that, folks. I'm having a lot of fun with this, by the way. I've been looking forward to doing Zanpakuto Naruto videos. With Naruto as Zanpakuto, and even though Ichimonji is a bit of a hack one to start with, I'm having a lot of fun trying to make it feasible that Naruto isn't hacks from the beginning, and he really isn't. When you look at what we've done so far, he's learned a lot, and he's a much more powerful than his canon counterpart, but he can only do so much without knowing Ichimonji's name. So yeah, I think I've actually leveled him out pretty easy. I think I balanced him out pretty well. Well, what did you thought of this chapter? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Thanks for watching, though. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. As always, you want us to review something, put in the comments below. Let us know the review of it at some point. Hit that bell if you want to be notified. That's pretty much it. This is coming out. I pre-recorded it for Wednesday. I don't know if I'm going to have any other videos. I know that the Pokemon Presents is today, so I'm looking forward to that. I don't think I'm going to be doing it. I kind of stopped doing Pokemon videos. Didn't stop doing Pokemon videos like the Pokemon character video, the team videos, or like Gen 9 predictions when those come around again. I'll probably do this. But for right now, like just talking about like top 10 or anything like that, I was just running out of stuff to talk about. I could have just done top 10 stuff like that, and I'll probably get back to that at some point. But ultimately, I like doing the Zanpakuto creation series on Thursday a lot more than doing the Pokemon stuff. You'll notice too, I'm kind of been a little lackadaisical when it comes to the magic stuff. I think I'm going to take a break from doing the magic videos, mostly because they don't get a lot of views. Not that I don't love talking about them, I do, and it shouldn't really stop me from talking about them, but when I'm doing, like, say, think words here, when a new set comes out and there's a video every day, that takes up a lot of time, and I got to really, try to play catch up, and it's just, I don't know, and I don't think it's enough people watch it to really make it worth it on my end, so I think I'm just going to take a break from doing those as well. That's not to say I won't do a magic video here or there, but other Pokemon videos besides the team videos, but as it stands, we're going to take a break from those right now. But until then, thanks for watching, and I'll see you folks next time. Have a good one.